is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. We are back for a Friday, Papa Dude. Just you and I again. No magic again today. If you look at workouts today and you see them screwed up, it could be Magic's fault at Santa Anita. So what Magic does here at the week leading up to the Breeders' Cup, he's actually on the roof of the press box, spotting horses that come out on the track, relaying those to TVG or FanDuel TV, whatever you want to call it now, and then they will go and record the workouts and then show it to you guys. So yeah, Magic's got an important job. How do you think he's doing, Papa Dude?
I'm sure he'll be good. I'm a little worried about him up on the roof, though, aren't you? That's a little dangerous.
I worry about Magic constantly, no matter where he's at. So
yeah, but he usually comes out on top. So
he does. He has been up there plenty of times in the past. So I think
that's good. He is experienced.
He is experienced. So many.
All right,
things.
that's good. Speaking of roof,
okay.
Over where we live, we have 15 wild turkeys. This morning, I woke up to what I thought was the roof of our house caving in.
Oh, no. They're on the house?
All 15 were on top of the house. They were up on the roof. And these are huge turkeys. And they're up on the roof, and it sounded like a herd of cows up on the roof. I don't know what they were doing up there. I got up, and then one by one, they flew off the roof onto the ground. I don't have any idea what they were crazy. They're the craziest things I ever saw.
Turkey's on the roof. Magic's on the roof. This is gonna be.
Yeah. It's something else.
This is a crazy Friday. All right. Well, let's get to it. That is disturbing for sure. To think that was happening. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get into it today. Baseball is back. We are back today. Game 1 of the World Series. I'm really excited for this World Series because these are two teams I've watched a lot this year. I'm super excited for the Diamondbacks as well. Yeah, the turkeys were stoned, obviously. So Magic and the turkeys. Okay, let's get going. Diamondbacks, Rangers. Rangers are minus 160. The total sitting there at 8.5. What do you like in game 1 here?
Well, I think if anybody cares, which you do because you follow them, but I think most of the country doesn't care that much.
Outside of the two markets, yeah, I think this is probably not what Major League Baseball wanted.
No, but I think this is evenly matched, and I'm with you. I think it's going to be a great series if you really like baseball and you want to watch baseball. I think it's totally unpredictable. I don't think either one of them has an edge over the other one. Do you? I think they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
They both can hit the ball. They've got decent pitchers. They're maybe not be real deep in the rotation, but it's a crapshoot to me. I don't think I'd take the favorite. If you're going to bet it, I think I'd take the Diamondbacks. I don't know why they can't win tonight. I really don't. Gallen he doesn't pitch as well on the road as he does at home, but he's still a great pitcher.
Yeah.
So Eovaldi has been great for Texas, but Texas has won almost all their games in the playoffs on the road and haven't played well at home.
Yep.
I think they're 1-3 at home.
Yeah, they've been bad.
So if I was going to bet it, I'd take Arizona tonight. I really would.
I think Kevin B said it best for baseball nerds, which I turned back into. I used to be that I wasn't for a long time, and I turned back into one this year. It is kind of heaven for us because it's like, here's the deal: if you're betting baseball, the chances are you bet the Diamondbacks and the Rangers a lot during the season because they were priced right. They were a good team. Both of them were good teams that also were plus money a lot, or if they weren't plus money, they're minus 105, minus 110.
Yeah.
So for guys like me and for Kevin and for maybe a lot of you watching, this is great. It's like, oh, the Diamondbacks. I love the Diamondbacks, Mm-hmm. I bought a Diamondbacks hat even. So
yes.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean, Zach Gallen has not been good on the road. That's my worry. He's pretty good at home. He's not that good on the road.
It's true.
You got Eovaldi. I've loved him all year.
He's great.
I lean Texas in the game, but you're right. Anytime you lean one way, it's been the other way in these playoffs. So I wouldn't doubt him, but I am going to go the Rangers tonight. I think we're going to go under 8.5. What do you think about that total?
Yeah, that may be too. I don't know. Everything in this series is just tough to bet for me. I don't have a feel for it at all because I think they're pretty even. And you know what? They got a lot of guts, both these teams. A lot of guts. Texas blew the division at the last, and had to work through the a wild card. Then they lost that tough game at home to go down 3-2 to Houston, and had to go to Houston and win 2 in a row.
Yep.
Arizona's the same way. They were on the ropes, had to go to Philly and win 2 in a row.
Yep.
These two teams are tough. They're tough.
You can't say enough good things about either one of them, because the Rangers were all but buried after they blew that game. And the Diamondbacks, it was just like through the first 5 games, you're like, you know what? They're doing everything they can. They're not good enough.
Yeah.
And then they go to Philly, like you said. In Philly, that place is a nut house.
It was.
They beat them twice, and they beat them pretty convincingly twice.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yeah, they didn't have to sweat it.
No, not really. No. Mark Heff says, hey, Jordan Montgomery, who the Rangers picked up from the Cardinals, he's been incredible. I mean, I think he's the reason they're here right now.
Well, I do too.
So shocking that
a
Cardinals
them another starter. He gave him another one.
Right. Didn't mean to cut you off there, but what I was going to say is, it's shocking that a Cardinal pitcher went to another team and made a difference. Right?
Yeah.
Like they were so bad, but
in the Cardinals got him late in the year last year, and he gave them a huge boost, just like he did here. Yeah. He's one of those guys, and he's and it's kind of odd, and neither one of them pitched terrible, but Houston picked up the old veterans Verlander and Scherzer, and they didn't get them that big win they had to have in the playoffs.
Pedlo's going D-backs. John Fellows says, if you believe the game goes under, Zona under 3.5 for the team total, and that is probably a pretty good play.
Yeah.
I think if it goes under, it's because Eovaldi gets Arizona out, and I think that is likely to be the case.
Well, here's the thing:
just damn good.
Who's got the best bullpen?
Honestly, probably the Diamondbacks.
I think so too.
Yeah. The Rangers, the one thing that their biggest problem this year is their bullpen was really struggling. Other than the Astros game, but they blew, the bullpen for the Rangers has been pretty good, but you do have that in the back of your mind that thing could blow up at any time. And if it does, they're going to be in some trouble.
Because, Eovaldi's only going to go 6 innings, maybe 7, depending on the pitch count.
Yeah.
So let's say that baby's 1-1 going into the 7th inning. Then it turns into which bullpen can hold the other one.
It's incredible how one trade made the Diamondbacks bullpen a lot better. When they got Sewald from Seattle, and we were on the show talking about it, I was like, I don't know why Seattle did that. Why did they trade Paul Sewald? That's what the Diamondbacks needed, because it's almost like every Diamondbacks reliever was pitching like one notch above where he belonged. Yeah, then they got Sewald at the top. Yeah. Everybody else moved down a slot, and all of a sudden they were slotted in positions that made a lot of sense for them.
That's right.
That's the best way. I don't know if that's the most accurate way, but in my mind, that's what happened.
They were over pitching, or they were not pitching at the level they needed to be at.
Yep. And Kevin didn't see your comment, but he said they addressed it. They got guys in the right spots, and all of a sudden they're getting outs. And Sewald has been fantastic since he came over. And one other thing before we go on, if you bet the Diamondbacks throughout the season before they got him, they were in a tailspin. And a lot of it was they were blowing games in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. And you'd bet them, you'd be like, we're in good shape. Damn it, they lost. Once they got him, man, they went on a little bit of a run there. If you remember, they were under 500.
They were.
Late, not real late, but sort of late into the season.
Well, I remember a show we did, probably end of June, maybe 1st July.
That was after the All-Star break, yeah.
They were in first place, though, at that time. And the Dodgers were struggling.
Yep.
And we both said we didn't think the Dodgers would make a run. And then, boom, it all just changed. The Dodgers went on a tear, and then the Diamondbacks faded. But look who got the last laugh. I don't think anybody thought these two teams, when the season started, I don't think anybody thought these two teams would be in the World Series.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I remember it was Travers week/weekend. The Diamondbacks and the Reds had like a 4-game series, and they were right there kind of together. And the Diamondbacks were starting to play a little bit better. And then they took care of the Reds in that series, and they just kind of took off after that. Yep. So yeah, got to give a ton of credit to them for bouncing back. All that being said, we think it's going under. We think the Rangers are going to win game 1. But if we've learned anything about these two teams, the series is never over because these two teams were counted out in that championship series, and they both came back to win.
And they both got there.
I
remember last Saturday we were driving to OU, and we both said neither one of these teams they can't overcome what happened to them.
Yeah, and I don't really have a dog in the fight per se, but I was rooting for the Rangers and the Diamondbacks in the series. I'm not a Houston fan. I kind of like the Phillies. I just like the Diamondbacks a little bit better, but I was not depressed, but just kind of like, man, Diamondbacks Rangers would have been a lot of fun. Well, we're getting it. So
yeah,
it's pretty crazy. All right, let's get to, you want to go to the ice, Papa Dude? Let's go to the ice.
Let's go to the ice. It let me down last night though.
Well, now your bet did not come through. The Red Wings didn't come through, but it was a great night for hockey. Great games. Including our team. We'll talk about it in a second. Let's talk about Wild and Capitals first here. Capitals are minus 130 here at home against the Wild. Total sitting at 6.5. Who you got in this one?
A lot of people like Minnesota, and I kind of do too, but Minnesota's sketchy right now to me. They seem to me to have some defense problems. They've given up some
goalie problems. I think they have goalie problems. Great. Yeah.
They're struggling a little bit. I don't trust them. I almost bet them today because I think they're better than the Capitals, but I can't trust them right now. I believe they played last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Wild. And didn't they get thumped?
Almost everybody played last night. It felt like the Wild got beat in Philadelphia 6-2 last night.
And look at those goals they gave up, 6.
Yeah.
I don't trust them. I think, maybe they bounce back, but I don't trust them going into Washington and winning tonight. I just don't.
I don't trust the side in this one either because I don't think Washington. I don't think they're bad. I think they're just an average team.
They're one that kill you.
I love the over in this game.
Yeah, could be.
Minnesota's struggling. The Capitals can score, but they're kind of defensively. I don't like them that much either. I think they're going to go over in this one. So, the Caps roster, it's a little bit old.
Yeah,
I think that's the kind of the biggest thing here. But I do think they can still score. I think they'll come back. I think it's be a really exciting game, but I'm going to take the over 6.5 in this one. And I'm with you. I wouldn't trust the Wild either.
No.
All right, let's talk about a team we can definitely trust. The St. Louis Blues, they won last night in Calgary 3-0. Congratulations to Joel Hofer. First shutout in the NHL. That was good to see for the Blues. Now the Blues are back at it tonight in Vancouver. Vancouver is a team that's pretty explosive. They're 4-2 on the year. Blues 3-2-1. Vancouver's minus 190. What do you think about this one?
Well, Vinny's going to be back in goal tonight. Usually, when you play back-to-backs, your backup goalie plays the second game of the back. At least that's the way the Blues usually have done it. They switched it around. And Bennington's been playing all right. There's been nothing wrong with the way he's played. I'm tempted to take the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the Blues is we don't know, haven't seen any consistency yet out of them. They've been pretty good defensively all year long, but they'll play really well one game and then they don't do much the next game. And that's, we can't quite get them yet. I thought they were okay in Winnipeg the other night, but not good. They didn't put enough pressure. And then last night I thought they played great. I watched a lot of it. I thought they played really well. The goalie was good. They scored when they needed to. This Canucks team is pretty explosive. How about the total? It's 6. If it stays under, don't you think the Blues win?
Yeah, I think that's the key to the game. Jason said he's going to go St. Louis. He's going to go, St. Louis. Jason's going to go St. Louis, Vancouver under in the first period, and then the Blues on the puck line, which I think they're like plus 170. I agree. I think when you look at the Blues this year, they are a different team as far as how they want to play. They're much more of a defensive hockey team. They had a bad blip against the Coyotes where they just were awful. Their other games, they've been pretty tight defensively. And I think it's key. I think if it goes under, the Blues win. I think it goes over, the Blues are going to lose.
If the Blues played the Coyotes, if the Coyotes played the Blues every game, they'd be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we can't beat them. We've never been able to beat them.
Never been able to beat them.
And I sat down to watch that game and I'm thinking, okay, the Blues are playing okay. I mean, not great, but they'll come out here and win this game. Never from the time the puck dropped did you think the Blues were going to win that game. They got killed in that game.
Yes, he's got a question there. You want to get to it?
Let's see. Yeah, that's the last hockey game. So hold on before we go on. Are you going Blues or Canucks? I didn't remember.
I got to take Vancouver.
All right, I'm going with the Blues.
It's tough to come off of that Calgary game and head down there.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll see. I think it'll be a good game tonight. 9:00 local, so hopefully drink a coffee about 8. All right. Before we get to racing, Jesse does have a question. He said, who kills this ticket this weekend? He needs the Vikings, the Ravens, and the Chiefs to complete a 12-leg parlay, a $5 wager. You're going to pay $5.14. I don't think it's the Chiefs.
No, I don't either.
So just to read it off, he's got 3 teams left here. He's got the Chiefs. They're at Denver. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Unless you're betting the spread.
I think these are just, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like these are just, they got to win.
Okay.
The Vikings are at Green Bay and the Ravens are at Arizona.
Pretty easy for me. How about you? I'm going Vikings. Minnesota will be the one that screws it up for you. Yeah.
I feel like the Chiefs will win. And I don't think you'll have to sweat it. I bet you have to sweat the Ravens Cardinals for a second. It just feels like it.
That's the kind of game the Ravens play like crap, you know?
Yeah, it just kind of feels like one of those games they might get behind and come back, or they might get way ahead and almost blow it. But I think at the end they're going to win. Mm-hmm. I think the Vikings are the team that.
I do too, but I like all 3 to win.
Well, yeah, I think you've got 3 likely winners, but the Vikings, and we talked about our show, the Vikings are in a game where if they win this one, all of a sudden they're kind of back where they can do some damage. So they might lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Yeah, let's go race of the day now. We'll get into that. We're going to race today. Belmont at the Big A, race 8 on the card today. So this is actually a graded stakes race here on a Friday. Up there, the Bold Ruler grade 3 race, 6 furlongs, $200,000 the purse. We've got a field. It's on the dirt, by the way. We got a field of 8 because the number 3 Pirate Rick has scratched. Field of 8. Who do you like in this one?
Okay, I put down 4. Let me see if it's the same 4 you like. Ready?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 5, 9. Is that what you got?
You said, hold on.
1, 2. Okay. Durante, stage left, Cowan, High Oak.
I went 2, 5, 1. So yeah,
No, I didn't mean in that order.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So I sat around and I really kind of analyzed this one. You're gonna be proud of me.
Good.
The 2 horse I like a lot. Something clicked on this horse. Did you go back and look at that past history?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, I know you did, but he was just running and nothing.
Yeah.
And it looked like they shortened him up and found his niche. And his last 5 races, they've all been allowance races, high-level allowance races. He's won 4 of them. He did get nipped by the 5 horse Cowan in his last race.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at Cowan, and I think that might have been just a fluke. I'm going to give Durante the benefit of the doubt, but I still want to try to beat him. So I looked around, and stage left the 1.
Mm-hmm.
This horse is good. It's been running in a little bit better races, than this, but this is his 12th start of the year. Could this horse be a little tired? I think maybe. I haven't been running quite as well as I did earlier. It's ran 11 times, won 3, has a second, couple of thirds. Definitely a contender. And then I looked at the 9. This horse is dropping down from a grade 2 and a grade 1, I believe, in the last couple of starts. Irad jumps on board, which I think is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Belmont's the trainer. Here's the thing why I didn't like him. He hasn't won in forever. 2021's the last time the horses won.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a firm believer that they forget how to win. I just think they do. I just think they get beat so much. I think you can overrate them and put them in races that they can't win. D. Wayne is, he's the one that does it more than anybody I know.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking him. It's just his theory. So, long story short, I couldn't beat the 2. I kept coming back to him. I'm going with the 2 to win. Durant.
All right. You're going to go with the 2 to win. I'm going to go with the 2 to win. So a couple things on the 2. The last race was a really sloppy track.
Yeah.
And I was watching that one because I had him bet that day pretty big. And he just kind of seemed to get lost a little bit. He took the lead and then he would kind of stop. And then he took it in and he would kind of stop. So I think he'll bounce back and run better. This is a grade 3 race, not an allowance, but you look at the field and go, well, it's by name only, right? Like this is not a great bunch. He's been facing horses that have been this good, I think. So yeah, I like the 2. I like him on the kind of, he was not on the rail, but he's one off the rail. He'll probably be on the rail. I think he just gets the lead, and I think he's gonna be tough to catch. Yeah. Yep. So I like the 1 as well. I think that's a horse that shows a little bit of versatility. You never know. The 1 may try to gun out there too, being drawn on the rail. So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I like the 2 on top. I'm with you on that one.
All right.
Let's see. I left the 9 off, so he'll probably win. The 8. I want to talk about the no, hold on. Which race are we on here? No, I'm sorry, the 6. The 6 twisted right, 8 to 1 on the morning line. That got me thinking. This is one if we see a little bit of a pace meltdown, I think this is the one that could jump up there and get it done. So I think the 6 makes a little bit of sense at a price. I would not be shocked if the 6 comes flying late in this one. All right, let's go on. Let's do yours first. Best bet of the day, Papa Dude. Go ahead.
Really love this team. I think I loved them last year. Didn't think they had enough experience to get through the playoffs, and they didn't. Talking about the Sacramento Kings. They went into Utah. Utah's rebuilding a little bit, but they thumped their butts. And now tonight they get Golden State. And the dangerous part is Golden State is Golden State. And do they think they can beat them? I think that if you've watched any games in Sacramento when the Kings are good, that place is a nut house. And I think it'll be wild tonight. I think they're better than Golden State. Golden State's coming off a loss to Phoenix where they didn't shoot it very well. The whole key with them is they have to shoot well. If they don't, I think the Kings win. I think they win fairly easy and cover. So I'm going Kings -2.5 tonight.
I can't add a whole lot to that because I don't watch NBA. So
that's all right.
Go Kings.
I'm off to a good start in the NBA.
I remember that weren't the Kings a team that we made money, or you not we, but you and Somich made money on last year? I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got to the playoffs, and Golden State's experience nudged them out in Game 7 at Sacramento.
Yeah,
and that took it all out of Golden State. They didn't play very well after that. So, I mean, it's always risky to bet against the Warriors, but I think the Warriors are getting old, and I think they can start slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, I could see it for sure. We said, I don't know. We'll see what Sacramento does. I vaguely remember that was a team that you guys had success with. So,
yeah.
All right. I'm going to horse racing, obviously, again here. I'm going to go Gulfstream race 4 today, number 5, Organist. So no name today, Papa. That could be a problem. Yeah. Okay. So this horse moved over the synthetic and improved there at Gulfstream and ran pretty well over it, but it did take 4 times to get the maiden broke. But once he was able to do it, he was very impressive last time out, breaking the maiden in a $25,000 maiden claimer. In a $20,000 claimer today, D'Angelo, the trainer, Zayas, the jockey, that's about as good as it gets right now down at Gulfstream. I think this horse is ready to make it 2 in a row today. I think he just kind of stalks the pace and gets it done. So I like number 5, Organist, a lot in the 4th race today at Gulfstream Park. We'll see if we can make it 2 for 2 on the horse racing picks to start out the week. So number 5, Organist in the 4th race. A couple things I wanted to get to before we left the show today. Any chances? I never know how to say that horse's name. Zagera is how I say it. Can win the Mother Goose. That's my top pick to win the Mother Goose. So I definitely think
that's a good chance then.
Yes, I think she's very likely to win that race. So we'll see what happens there with her. Kevin was up watching replays. He says August Rodin is really, really impressive visually. Couldn't agree more. I tell you what, those Aidan O'Brien horses, man, they have really, really, really looked amazing on the replays when I've been watching them. So I would say this. I would be shocked if August Rodin and Mustadif, or whatever the hell his name is, I would be shocked if they both came over. I just feel like you try to separate them, but I don't know. Going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Breeders' Cup turf races are great this year, so which is good because the dirt races are not. All right. Let's do it. Let's get to the best bets today. Magic doesn't have one. He's working the roof at Santa Anita. If you hadn't heard about that, he's up there spotting horses for workouts. I'm going to go Gulfstream Park, race 4, number 5, Organist on top. And then Papa Dude's going Sacramento -2.5. We did go 1 and 2. You guys let us down yesterday, but you're going to bounce back today. I'm not worried about it. So still up $280 for, and I misspoke. John, yeah, that is John Gosson. My bad. So anyway, up to, here's the deal. You watch that they all start to blend together.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, I just look at any international horse right now. It's like, I think Aiden O'Brien has that. So, Paddington is not coming. Oh, that's sad. Okay. Anyway, up 280 for the year. Any final thoughts before we get off?
No, don't have any. I'm really scared for tomorrow and the Sooners, since Pedlo's chimed in. I'm really worried about this game.
Me too. We'll talk about that. We'll be back tomorrow an hour earlier to talk about that. It's definitely going to be, you know, as we get closer and when we know Jalen Daniels isn't playing, I feel a little bit better about it.
A little.
Because I just don't think Jason Bean is quite as dynamic. So
yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm worried about the offense of ours.
Agree. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what we're going to do. Who would you know? How would you know?
And who's going to be the running back? And
yeah,
I don't know. So we shall see. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Everybody have a good rest of your Friday, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.